All right, so I have a roof panel that is already painted and ready to go up. I got 2 more done, so there's a total of 3 roof panels done above me. Check that out. So now I'm sitting in a shed that's 60% roofed, 40% not roofed. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is try to get that panel up. Now, looking at that palm tree, it's just a slight breeze. I know I was gonna not do that. I got a couple up there and it was completely calm, and I'm hoping I can get 1 more up before the wind starts for the day. Generally, I don't know why it's been doing it lately, but the last couple weeks, as soon as midday hits and into the evening, it starts to get kind of windy, a little breezy, and then it's completely calm in the morning and completely calm later in the evening. But midday into dinner time, it's pretty breezy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this roof panel up. You're gonna see how I do this by myself. Those panels are 38 inches wide and 15 foot 4 inches long. So I came up with a little way to do it. It doesn't mess anything up, and it's actually pretty simple because I use the weight of the panel itself on a teeter-totter to help get it up there. I know that doesn't sound like it makes any sense. To me, it makes perfect sense because I've done it 3 times already, and I'm going to show you how I do this. You may think this is kind of comical, but it works when you only have 2 hands and only me to rely on to get these things up there. So I'm going to go ahead and get it up there before it gets windy, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the tech screws in, get this thing all held down, and then I'm going to be done except for 1 more roof panel, and probably get that done here in the next day or 2. So we are almost done with complete paneling on this thing. Then we just got to do electrical. We got to set the box. We got to run the switches. We got to run the outlets. We have to run power to our mini split AC, power to the TV, which is going to go right up here, and then we're done before we have to throw the hat channel on, and then we can drywall this place. And then we have to do insulation before drywall. So there we go. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out. Actually, I'm very happy with the way it's turned out. All right, without further, let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna try to get this camera up top so you can see it from up there. Talk to you later, bye-bye. All right, so I got the 4th out of 5 panel on there. So now we're good to go. So now I need to run a couple more screws on the front edge, and I need to run the lapse screws down all the high points here where the metal overlaps. Those are called lapse screws. They need to go in every 2 feet, and then I'll be done. So I have to do that both for both the roof and for the vertical paneling. So there's quite a bit we still need to do, but at least it almost looks finished. And then we have to run the trim along the front and the sides, and that's called the rake trim. And that'll go on here as soon as that last roofing panel goes on. And I do have to repaint this section all the way down, so it looks pretty bad. So there we are. That was fun. You can kind of see the palm tree. Check that out. It's starting to blow around. So I was getting to a point where I could actually almost see the panels move a little bit when I was up there on the backside because the wind's coming this direction. So I saw the panels moving a little bit. I needed to get on the backside and screw those down real quick. So that's where we are. Hope you enjoyed that. That's how one person lifts a 15-foot panel on the roof. Very effective. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye-bye. Okay, so I just got that 4th panel on, as I just told you, and I went ahead and painted the last panel. Now, I have to make a decision. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try it. The wind is not here right now, and my little swirly thing on the end over there, my little temperature weather station thing, has that little thing on the top that spins. And I guess that's kind of the miles per hour measurement of the wind, and it's not really turning that much. So I think I might go ahead, when this dries a little bit, if it's not spinning very bad, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do this last panel and just get this roof completely finished, except for obviously the lap screws. So yeah, check that out, it's almost done. I'm so excited. This is awesome. It's completely awesome. Never thought that I'd be building something like this in my backyard, and I've never built anything like this before, so this is even that much more fun, that I'm learning new things, and hopefully if you ever want to build one, this is something that you can watch, and you can get inspired, and you can realize that, hey, you probably have just as much, if not more, DIY experience than I do, and I was able to build this, so maybe you can too. And I'll do, when we're all completely finished with everything in the entire backyard, we're going to go ahead and do kind of a cost breakdown to kind of show you what it is we spent and the equivalent of maybe how much that we think we saved. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to some contractor friends of mine and see if maybe we can kind of come up with what they think the charges would have been had I had this level of job done by a contractor. So that's the fun part, when you really realize how much you spent versus how much you saved. That's where the DIY world is just so much fun. And it's very enjoyable to think about that extra cash remaining in your pocket. And it's just so cool to think about that. Gosh, I'm probably 6 figures into a backyard right now if I were to have this professionally done by a company. And I wouldn't have had nearly as much fun if I had that finished by somebody else and you know, just worked on by somebody else. I would have sat back and watched everything take place instead of actually doing it. So that's half the battle. That's half the battle of trying to figure out whether you want to pay somebody to do it or whether you want to do it yourself on the DIY. And heck, if DIY is your thing and you want to try it, you'll probably be amazed if you ever try to figure out how much you saved. We've done it in the past, and it's been astronomical, the amount of money we've saved over the years doing different things around the house. And it's gonna be fun to figure this one out. Oh, there's the wind. I just kicked up. Yeah, I don't know that I'll be doing this last panel today. Not unless we get a break. Hey, fancy seeing you up here. All right, so now that I got this last panel up here, I to center this on the ridges, and I'm gonna screw it down. I got the last one up here. It wasn't that gusty, so that was good. Self-tapping screws here. Makes the job pretty quick. Do the backside. Okay. You know what? I think I'm just going to go up and over the top here. See if I can do this without getting burned. Might be a little warm on my hands and feet. I was told that I can walk right on these areas right here, just not on the high sides. So let's see. Yep. I'll be right back. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and get up on this roof again. Got a new battery, and I'm gonna finish up all the normal tech screws and not do the high lap screws and the overlaps yet. So I'm gonna jump up here and finish this up. I was told I could walk on this roof. I just did a little bit, and it felt a little spongy between the purlins, but it's not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and yeah, this is the last panel. It's done effectively, so it's on. This is a big roof. It's 15 by 15. Check this out. Here we go. Let's jump up here. Let's get up here. All right. Okay, we are up here now. This feels pretty good. All right. We'll walk over here. We'll get up on the actual patio. Here we go. Here's a good viewpoint of the backyard now. Check that out. Got all the travertine down there. Got the deck, the pool, the shed. This has been so much fun. All right, let's get the rest of these screws knocked out here. All right. Okay. I can hear my dog back down there whining because he doesn't know where I went. He can hear me talking, but he has no idea where I went. And I use this level as a straight edge on the other screws so I know where my purlins are. And that's how we're doing what we're doing. Sometimes when you try to drill the screw in there, you end up hitting the top of a screw that's below it. So that's gonna suck. Trying to figure out how to remedy that one. All right, here we go. Here we go. Only a few more and I'm done. It feels really weird walking on this roof because it's almost like it's kind of spongy underneath my feet. This is just weird. Yeah, these self-tapping screws are awesome. It's got a few more to do on this very first panel I put in, and then I'll be done. So I'm not going to bore you with any more. We're almost done with this roof other than the lap screws, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I will talk to you all later. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, as we always say. Have a great one. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, good morning. I'm back. I'm trying to get out here before it gets too terribly hot. It's supposed to be, what, 106 or 107 today. It's probably in the 80s or so now. It was 70 degrees when we got up this morning. Shannon and I were able to sit out in the back porch and drink some coffee this morning. It was really nice. And then the mosquitoes kind of came out and did a little bit of chewing on her leg. They like her a lot more than they like me. She's obviously a lot sweeter than I am. So we laid out the initial tile that we got for the landing in front of the shed, and I want to turn this around so you can see what it looks like. It's really neat. Her pattern is going to be really cool in front of this thing. It's going to look a lot like a big throw rug, I do believe. So here we go. It's going to be a diamond pattern. Isn't that freaking cool? So obviously there's going to be a bunch of tile all the way across. There won't be these missing sections here. We just did that so we can walk through it without breaking the tile. So there's going to be 3 diamonds this way and 6 diamonds that way, a total of 18. Now, we were going to raise this higher than the level of the travertine when it came up to it that way, but it was only going to be raised about 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches in some places, and we felt that that was just going to be a big trip hazard. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to flush those. I'm going to have to pour the concrete below the surface of the finished travertine height, so then when I put the mastic down and put the tile down, it will be very close to, or if not perfectly, the height of the top of the travertine. So what we've basically got to do now is we've got to cut out all of the flagstone that's existing underneath this, so I can have a recessed slab. Otherwise, my slab pour is only going to be about 1 inch thick. I think that would probably crack, so I need to go a little bit lower, pull out the existing travertine. That'll give me another 1.5 inches, 2 inches, then I'll be back down to my 2 to 3 inch pour. That'll be a little bit better, I think, overall. Then we'll have a little bit more integrity for the concrete. It won't crack on us, and then we won't have a bad looking result on the tile. That's where we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start cutting. I'm going to move the tiles out of here, add probably a couple inches to it, cut out the flagstone, chip it out, and then we'll be ready to hopefully pour concrete this afternoon. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy this. Bye-bye. Okay, the madness continues. I got all of the stuff pulled out. I got this 6 by 12 area cleared out of all the flagstone and the mortar underneath it, and then I built the forms to match the measurement of the tile. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what I did was I laid out 12 tiles in one direction and 6 tiles in the other direction, just like this, and I have removed 1 from here, so this is only 5. So what I did is I measured those distances, and then I built the forms to match those measurements. They're just little 1 by 3s. I didn't know how thick I would need to go, so I'm going to go ahead and get it to a point where that the top of the slab is only going to be as tall as that form, obviously, once the concrete's poured in there, and that's how it's going to work. But what I did was, and I will show you my method to my madness, I figured out the slope of the travertine as it's coming down, and then what I did was I extended the level above that, leaving enough room for a tile plus some grout. I'm sorry, some thin set. And then what I did is I did it from this direction as well, coming from the side into the corner with room for thin set. And that is how we're going to get it completely level. So the top of this tile is going to be even with the top of the travertine. So it's literally going to look like a recessed tile section inside the travertine. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So the 72-inch boards are almost perfectly level with a slope that direction. So it's any water that comes here is going to drain away from the house. So that's kind of what we wanted. Now what I do need to do is, if you look at the massive section I have right here that's not done in travertine, I need to basically finish this. And I have laid out, I used the wood, so I had nothing else to lay out for my form. But what I did here was I was able to lay out another piece of my old trim even with the edge of the travertine and come down, and then I made that even with the inside of the form, which is going to be the edge of the concrete. So that's how I put the forms where they needed to be, and I'm going to wait till I do some more of this travertine before I can level and make this as high as it needs to be on this end of the slope. So now I get to do travertine and basically get this whole line mortared in place. Then I get to pour the concrete in. Or at least once I know where it's going to be, I don't have to mortar that line yet. I can just get this to a section where I know it's going to be the natural run of the travertine. Then I'll be able to pour concrete. This is exciting. Oh, this is going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. I have to get some more dirt out of this form, and because we're only going to be pouring about maybe 3 inches thick. Maybe not quite even that. I might backfill a little bit of this using this dirt, because I'm going to be doing this by myself in a wheelbarrow using that pallet of concrete. I'm going to do it this afternoon in 107 degree heat. I'm going to mix it wheelbarrow by wheelbarrow until I get it done. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Keep watching. Hope you're enjoying this. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, I have finally gotten to a point where I'm going to start pouring concrete. Now, my pad is going to be about 3 inches thick. It's not that bad. It's not that aggressive, I don't think. I've got her all squared up, and I'm going to do this by myself with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. And I'm just going to go for it. So if I can keep it wet enough, even though it's going to be, 107 or whatever today, which I think it already is, I'll be able to, if I can keep it wet, then it'll be finishable here by the end. So I give myself maybe an hour and a half or so to mix this stuff, get it in here, and then I'll start to trowel it off. Once it starts to set just a little bit, then I can smooth it up a little bit for the tile. So here we go. I'm gonna start mixing. Now, one thing I did do is I forgot to buy 2 mesh screens. I only have 1 in here, and it's about 3 by 5 on a 6 by 12. So I'm just gonna center it in there and comment away. I know that that's not the best practice, but I'm gonna go for it. So I may dig out just the edges just a little bit to give it just a little bit extra on the edges for maybe a little bit more of a footer. So yeah, I'll probably do that real quick, and then and then I'll start going. So I hope you're enjoying this. Here we go. By myself, 80-pound bags. I'll give you a bag count here once we finish. The bag count will probably be 34, 35 maybe. So, all right, got to start somewhere. Might as well start now. Later. Bye-bye. All right, I am exhausted, but I'm very happy. And here's why. Because the concrete is finished. It was a few hours. Actually, it's not quite done. I have some finished work to it. Once it dries out a little bit, I'll be able to get on there and do some more smoothing. But here's what we got so far. Check that out. It is looking good. Now, it looks a little rough from up here. But once I get some of that aggregate pulled out and get the smoothing done, then it will look much nicer. Much nicer. So it ended up being 42 bags, and I have 13 left. So 13, 42 minus 13 is 29. So that was 29 bags that I did. And I did the first 2 bags in the wheelbarrow, and then I realized that was not the right approach. So I did the next 27 bags individually, and I was able to get them done probably in about an hour, so a couple minutes per bag. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. So I'm gonna get this wheelbarrow cleaned up, and we'll go ahead and get all the trash picked up, because I got a big trash pile right there, and then I'll be able to start smoothing that out. And it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, because we do have tile that's going to be going on there. So we don't want it to be perfectly smooth, because I don't know, not really needed, I suppose. We have a good slope to it. It's just a slight slope. It's going to be good for water runoff away from the shed. And then if everything went good, then this line right here will be in line with that travertine line right there. Fingers crossed, everybody. Hopefully we got it. And whew, this is a big step. I'm glad this is done though. So happy this is done. All right, well, I'm gonna get some stuff cleaned up, and I'm gonna do some touch-up work on this slab, finish it up, do some smoothing, and then I wait for a few days before I take the forms off, and then we can start tiling this thing and finish the travertine. Wow, holy cow. Wow, that was huge. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle bag by bag. Until next time, take care. Have a great DIY world. Like and subscribe. We love everybody out there watching what we're doing, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.